Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good day I bid to Madam Lohana and to our fellow friends. Today my group and I would like to deliver our presentation regarding the project proposal. Before I continue my presentation, I would like to introduce myself and my group members. Me myself name Muhammad Aziz bin Hamid Han with ID number of TD 17006. And my group members consist of Muhammad Ashraf bin Hasbullah with ID number of TD 17012, Muhammad Shafiq bin Muhammad Zo with ID number of TD 17079, Nur Syuhada binti Jasmine Shah KH18025, Nur Najihah binti Hashim KH18024, and the last one is Nurul Amira binti Muhammad Faizal KH18005. Basically, this is our outline of the presentation, where we'll start with the introduction of the presentation before we continue the presentation with the problems from each of us. And from the 6 problem outline, we will come with the selected project. For the introduction, I would like to call upon my group members to continue the presentation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syuhada binti Jasmine Shah KH18025. I'm going to talk about good health and well-being as the introduction. The World Health Organization, WHO, defines health as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. The WHO definition links health explicitly with well-being and conceptualizes health as a human right requiring physical and social resources to achieve and maintain. Health is more than the absence of disease. It is a resource that allows people to realize their inspiration, satisfy their needs, and to cope with the environment in order to live a long, productive, and fruitful life. In this sense, health enables social, economic, and personal development fundamental to well-being. So there is 2 types of health, which is mental health and physical health. It is important to make sure you are taking care both of your health and balance it well in daily life. Well-being is not just the absence of disease or illness. It is a complex combination of a person's physical, mental, emotion, and social health factors. Well-being is strongly linked to happiness and life satisfaction. In short, well-being could be described as how you feel about yourself and your life. Common theme that has emerged from the various definitions of well-being is that of feeling good and functioning well. Every aspect of your life influences your state of well-being. For example, enjoyable and fulfilling career, regular exercise, financial, nutritional diet, and having enough sleep. The factors that influence well-being are interrelated. For example, a job provides not just money but purpose, goals, friendship, and a sense of belonging. So how to achieve well-being? Develop and maintain strong relationship with family and friends. Make regular time available for social contact. Try to find work that you find enjoyable and rewarding rather than just working for the best pay. So eat nutritious foods and don't forget to exercise regularly.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Ashraf bin Hasbullah TD 17012. So the problem that I would like to discuss is about water pollution in Sungai Gong, Rawang, Selangor. Recently, Selangor faced a water shortage crisis caused by pollution. Water is an essential ingredient in daily life, so it will be difficult if the water needs are temporarily stopped due to pollution. It's happened due to some irresponsible individual by releasing chemical waste into the river, but it can also be associated with sabotage activity by unknown parties. This speculation occurs when pollution frequently occurs even though the plant has been closed by the authorities. Move to 5W1H. 1. The malodorous effluent polluting Sungai Selangor has been traced to machinery maintenance factory in Rawang, which has ordered to shut down by the authorities today. How? The pollution of a river occurred due to the factory were discharging the effluent that end up disrupt water supply for 1.2 million people. Why? Easier method to dispose of the waste without consuming a high cost. When Thursday, 3 September 2020, where Sungai Gong, Rawang, Selangor. So the problem statements are: in Thursday, 3 September 2020, the malodorous effluent polluting Sungai Selangor has been traced to machinery maintenance factory in Rawang, which has ordered to shut down by the authorities today. The pollution of a river occurred due to the factory were discharging the effluent that end up disrupt water supply for 1.2 million people. The main reason for that is because of the method to dispose of the effluents or waste is much easier, and it does not consume a high cost. To be more specific, the water pollution occur at Sungai Gong, Rawang, Selangor. Moving on to the CEC analysis. In this context, we want to identify why the problems occur. Three issues may arise when we talk about water pollution. The first one is oil spillage, but this problem is considered not the main problem because the authorities itself does not detect any oil present in the river. Next, the second problem is the hazardous chemical disposal. This problem is the main factor that contributed to water pollution. It is when authorities detect the presence of chemical which in the form of dye, and the factory itself are manufactured ink for a printer as their product. The last problem, which is a garbage disposal, also is not the main problem, so it does not include in the contribution of water pollution. Why they dispose of the chemical into the river? It is because of the easiest way or methods, which does not need to undergo any treatments, and it was also consuming a lower cost. So the corrective action is avoid any water pollution by which the chemical disposal need to undergo some treatment such as high temperature incineration and must be disposed to a correct place such as landfill or hand into a responsible regulatory such as Quality Alam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will continue to explain about my problem statement. The release of carbon monoxide from vehicles can affect the health of humans. There is a death cases due to the inhalation of carbon monoxide. In September 2020, four 21 years old friends turned tragic when three of them died, while one is in critical condition due to suspected carbon monoxide poisoning after falling asleep in their car at the parking lot of a petrol station in Batuwat, Penang. So from the problem statement, I'm going to analyze it by using the 4W and 1H method. For what? Carbon monoxide poisoning from vehicles. How? The engine and exhaust system affect the human's breath and respiratory system. Why? Affect the health of individual from the carbon monoxide poisoning from vehicles. When 16 September 2020 and where Batuwat, Penang. Next, I will identify the root causes from the problem statement by using the CEC analysis. The problem statement is carbon monoxide poisoning from vehicles, and the three causes from the problem statement is warming up vehicles with the outside garage door open. The second is defective exhaust system, and the third is trunk lid and rear tailgate open. And I will choose the second cause to find the root causes from the problem statement, and the problem statement and the root causes One is effective emission system or poorly tuned engine, and the second is internal combustion gasoline engines. For the corrective action, use of catalytic converter. The function of catalytic converter is to combine oxygen with carbon monoxide to form non-poisonous carbon dioxide. It will reduce the high concentrations in the exhaust manifold, typically 30,000 ppm or more, to low concentrations, typically below 1000 ppm after the catalytic converter. So, tailpipe concentration of carbon monoxide in gasoline engines without catalytic converters are typically from 30,000 to over 100,000 ppm. That's all from me. Thank you. Okay, next I will continue the presentation with the third problem, which is the unsafe environment to the customer during COVID-19. I did the 5W1H, is consists of what, how, why, when, and where. The problem is regarding the COVID-19 virus, and the infection rate of COVID-19 increased lately. Why did this happen is due to carelessness by not wearing masks or bringing masks when the people go out to the public places. This usually happen when the people entering the public places such as malls. Next is the problem statement, which is the increase in COVID-19 infection rate in public places such as malls are due to carelessness of not wearing or bringing masks upon entering the mall by an infected person. An infected person might forget to bring their mask or not wearing mask when entering the mall. So they tend to get the free mask from the dispenser. So this might cause the infection rates increase. Okay, next is the CEC analysis on why the increase in the COVID-19 infection. It might be cause of lack of social distancing, face mask dispenser contamination, and the ineffective mall sanitization. Why did the face mask dispenser contamination can cause the increase in the COVID-19 infection? This is due to the infected person may make a physical contact with the dispenser. Why this happen is due to the usage of the conventional box to store the face mask. So from the problem, as I just the corrective actions is to make an automatic hand sensor face mask dispenser to reduce and minimize the contamination and infection rate.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Najah binti Hashim, holding matric number KH18024. Now I will proceed with problem 4, that is limited health service. For who? The elderly and the incapable, and how the problem happened because of difficult to get or receive health treatment. Why the problem happened? Limited service provided. And the problem is happened during COVID-19 period in government hospital and clinics. And the problem statement is the difficulty to receive health treatment for the elderly and the incapable due to the limited health service provided during COVID-19 period in government hospital and clinics. And for the CEC analysis, the problem is limited health service during COVID-19. This is based on two, system and situation. So, the first is for system. It is because of lack of health equipment. The thing is, the equipment cannot be shared with other patients because the virus is easy to spread to the other people. They are free from the virus, and the problem have no backup plans. While for the situation, the problem happen because the other people is hard to get the medical treatment, and they have to wait for a long time to take turn to get the treatment. because the doctors and staff are more focused on COVID-19 patients. And for the corrective action is to design a system that can make the people easy to receive health treatment.
Okay, so for the next problem is chronic disease in youngster. Who or what? Youngster and adolescent. How? Unhealthy eating behavior. Why? Lack of education on healthy eating diet. When? In daily life. Where? City area. So the problem statement is chronic disease came from unhealthy eating behavior in youngster and adolescent due to the lack of education on healthy eating diet in daily life in city area. Okay, so for the CEC's analysis, the problem is unhealthy eating behavior, which can be categorized into two, that is system and situation. So for the system, lack of education on healthy eating diet caused by parents not showing proper example on good eating habits because the parent lacks of awareness on how important eating healthy food. So for the situation, influenced by combination of environmental, individual and social aspect, by watching the advertisement on electronic devices and television, and this is because the lack of attention of older people on their daily activities. Okay, so for the corrective action is to design a proper education on healthy eating that can be easily followed by parents and can influence the eating habit for the youngster and the adolescent.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Amira and I will continue with my problem, which is the excessive junk foods. It contains 5 WH, which are the what, who, how, why, when and where. Who is for people of all ages. What is the excessive junk foods? How is the uncontrolled and unhindered junk food consumptions. Why? Because of unhealthy diet consumes. When? In their daily routine. And where? In urban area. The next one is the problem statement. Excessive junk foods occur to people of all ages due to the unhealthy diet consumes, a result of uncontrolled and unhindered junk food consumptions in their daily routine, usually in urban area, as they can easily access junk foods anytime and anywhere. Next is the CEC analysis of the excessive junk foods. The high-level cause, the first one is uncontrolled desire. Second, easy to grab and take. And third is affordable. And the next level of cause, uncontrolled desire. Why? Because they are insensitive for health issue. While for easy to grab and take, why? Because they are lazy to do physical activity. From this situation, easy to grab and take and affordable is being discarded and uncontrolled desire is being chosen. And the corrective action for that to create a daily schedule for healthy diet consumes.
Okay, from 6 problem outlined before, our group are interested with the third problem and pursue our project and came up with the automatic face mask dispenser. This is due to minimize and reduce the virus infection rate through the hands-free automatic face mask dispenser. How this helps is when there is automatic face mask dispenser, there will minimal contact from a person to the dispenser and the mask. So this might reduce and minimize the infection rates to the lowest level. Okay, for the first step, we outline the 5W1H regarding the what, how, why, when, and where. So our problem is related to the COVID-19 virus, and the infection rate of COVID-19 increased in the mall. So why did this happen is due to carelessness by not wearing or bring masks when they go to the public places. This problem usually takes place upon entering public places such as malls. So this is our problem statement. Is the increase in COVID-19 infection rate in public places such as malls are due to carelessness of not wearing masks upon entering the mall by an infected person. Okay, for the CEC analysis on why there is increase in COVID-19 infection rate. The increase in infection rates might be because of lack of the social distancing, face mask dispenser contamination, and the ineffective mall sanitization. We discard the lack of social distancing and ineffective mall sanitization and continue on finding on why the face mask dispenser contamination might be the cause. This is due to when an infected person make a physical contact with the dispenser and infected the mask. Why did this happen? This is due to the usage of conventional box to store the mask. And the corrective action that we suggest is to make an effective hand sensor face mask dispenser.
Next, I will proceed with the function analysis. Function analysis consists of three parts, which are the subject, the function, and the object. The subject is the face mask dispenser, the function is to hold, and the object is the mask. So the overall face mask dispenser holds the mask. Next is the component analysis, which it contains 5 parts. The first one is lid, base, mask container, body, and hinge. Next is the super system component. There are 4 super system components. The first one is the virus, followed by the pupil, holder, and lastly physical contact. This is the interaction analysis. It contains hinge, lid, body, base, mask container, and lastly face mask dispenser. Initially, start with hinge, with it grip the lid. Lid will cover the body and close the face mask dispenser. Body will hold the face mask dispenser, and base will support the body, while mask container will support the face mask dispenser. This is the function model. From the previous interaction analysis, the first supersystem is the pupil. Pupil will use the face mask dispenser. Physical contact will have direct relationship with the face mask dispenser. Both virus and the physical contact will have harmful interactions, which physical contact will infect pupil, while virus can spread to pupil. And the holder is another supersystem, which it holds the body of the face mask dispenser. This is the disadvantages of using face mask dispenser. First, masks can be easily exposed and contaminate. Next, the virus might infect the people who touch the box. And lastly, face mask dispenser can be unorganized.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will continue to explain about the 3 main method that we use in design the automatic face mask dispenser. So first, the face mask dispenser must fully close to prevent the spread of contamination. As I show for the previous design at the slide, the area the face mask dispenser have the part which is the mask dispenser area, which is the design is fully open mask dispenser area. So for the trimming method, we are going to trim the function of the mask dispenser area from the open space to the fully closed to prevent the spread of contamination. So the second is base part would be trimmed to reduce the space of accumulation of microorganisms. So same with the design of the face mask. Same goes to the design of the mask dispenser area. The base part also would be trimmed to reduce the space of the accumulations of microorganisms. And third, lid would be implemented with clip, or we call it lock, to ensure it only open to refill the mask, so that it will reduce the spread of contamination to the mask. So next is engineering contradiction. So for engineering contradiction, the inventive problem is the increase in COVID-19 infection rates in public places due to the carelessness of not wearing or bring mask upon entering the mall. So from engineering contradiction, we identify the manipulated variable from the inventive problem. The manipulated variable is the innovation of face mask dispenser to automatic face mask dispenser, and the positive responding variable that we identify from the engineering contradiction is the COVID-19 infection rates in public will be reduced, and the negative responding variable, the consumption of electrical energy because of we use uh, a sensor to we implement the sensor to the automatic face mask dispenser, so that you will have or you will present the consumption of electrical energy. And for the engineering contradiction, we identify in the inventive problem is if the face mask dispenser innovate to automatic face mask dispenser, then the COVID-19 infection rates in public will be reduced, but will lead to consumption of electrical energy.
Based on the engineering contradiction above, the 39 technical parameters that were obtained are adaptability or versatility as and improved parameters and the loss of energy as worsened parameters. Based on the technical parameters, we could say that our innovation could adapt to the surrounding, which is it can provide a free mask to anyone who forget to bring their mask. It also can prevent someone from being infected during COVID-19 pandemic. In terms of loss of energy, our product needs electricity as part of their unit operation. It can be operated by supplying electrical power into it, so that sensor also can work well in detecting an object near to it and automatically dispense a mask. Based on the 39 technical parameters, the inventive principles that were obtained are number 1, segmentation, number 15, dynamic, and also number 18, mechanical vibration. With that inventive principle, we came out with the idea of the solution to our selected problem. This is my idea sketch of solution where it looks like a kiosk which can provide a mask to everyone, and it also can measure the temperature of a person. This innovation includes a temperature sensor, LCD touchscreen, hand placement, ultrasonic sensor to detect an object which is hand, mask dispense, speaker, and base. This design has an increase in function, and it's not only provide a mask, it also could give your reading body temperature. Based on that, it follows the inventive principle number 1, which is segmentation by increasing the degree of fragmentation. Moreover, it's also based on the inventive principle number 15, which is dynamic, where a person can operate this machine according to the optimal operating condition. How it is work? Firstly, you have to check your body temperature, and then you either can stand in front of the device and choose the option on the LCD touchscreen, or place your hand into the provided place where the ultrasonic sensor can detect your presence. However, this device will not dispense a mask when your body temperature reading exceeds 37 degrees Celsius.
I will continue to explain my design of the face mask dispenser. So the material that I used to manufacture the face mask dispenser is stainless steel. Um, the reason that the reason why I choose the stainless steel because of the stainless steel is the high resistive material. It's not easy to break compared to plastic or glass, and The stainless steel face mask dispenser that I designed is have a large mask dispenser area, so that is convenient to the user to bring out the face mask from the face mask container. And the body's design, or the body size of my design is not too big and not too small. It is convenient to be put uh, at the entry of the lab and also at the entry of the business premise. So that this is my design for the face mask dispenser. Okay, I have an idea and sketch out on how the face mask dispenser would look like. The dispenser will consist of the sensor, lid, body and the mask dispenser area. How does the dispenser work? We'll stick the face mask dispenser to the wall, and when a person requires a mask, the person just need to place their hand near to the sensor that I put under the lid. So a mask will come out when when the sensor sends a movement of hand. And next is when the face mask inside the dispenser finish, we can open the lid and add a new one to the dispenser.
Okay, this idea sketched by me, Nur Shuhada. There is body, lock, hand sensor and mask dispenser area. For the body, it is attached to the wall and the lock to make sure the machine is locked. So for the hand sensor, it helps people to easily get the mask out without having to touch any button by having their hand in front of the hand sensor. And for the mask dispenser area, there is the area where the mask going out.
This is my ideal solution for automatic face mask dispenser. As you can see the picture, there is a sensor below this dispenser box. People just need to put their hand at the sensor to bring out the face mask at the downside of the dispenser box. So the face mask will the people will get the face mask below the dispenser box, and this face mask dispenser box will be stick to the wall, so other people or kids cannot play around and touch the face mask. So the hygiene of face mask is fully secure.
This is my sketching for the solution of automatic hand sensor face mask dispenser. The first component is the lid, which it will cover and close the body. Next is the lock, which it will give access to open and close the body as the mask can be put inside. Next is the body, which it has ellipse shape. After that is the hand sensor, where people can put their hand in front of the sensor to take the mask. And lastly, the face mask dispenser area, where the mask will be come out.
Okay, out of all the ideas sketched from the group members, our group agreed to continue the ideas sketched by Nur Shahada because the automatic face mask dispenser box is the more convenient in terms of its safety and storage. As we can see, the box is quite big and it can store many face masks, so it can be used for a prolonged period of time. In terms of its safety, there is lock, so it's accessible to the person in charge, and the box is not easily breakable by the normal civilians. Moreover, the box is enclosed, so the mask inside is enclosed, so it's not easily contaminated and can be infected by the virus.
Okay. Last but not least, expected impact on using mask dispenser. So, masks are a key measure to suppress transmission and save lives. Wearing a mask is an efficient hygienic tool to prevent the spread of a virus infection. and it also promotes safety and goodwill by offering overall peace of mind to consumers and employees by providing necessary face masks. The sensor is used to help people get the face mask. It can prevent the virus from spread to another people from touch the other face mask in the dispenser. And this face mask dispenser is an ideal way for use in medical, pharmaceutical, industrial applications, and also can apply in the restaurant. And mask dispenser is an effective way to help people who always forget to bring face masks because it provides readily face masks in the mall or other places.